Hi, I'm Miguel, the designer of TETRARCHIA, and in this video I wanted to show you my new game, Hispania, which is based somehow in the core engine of TETRARCHIA, but with quite a lot of differences. It will be published soon by Draco Ideas as well, but we are still working on the graphics, PCs, and so on. But we have already a VASSAL module that works. So I thought this could be a good opportunity to let you see how the game works. So here you see a board. We've done this module with elements from TETRARCHIA, so you have the same meeples and pieces, but the actual game will look differently. In the goal of Hispania, the players will be will handle three Roman generals. The red general is the praetor of the ulterior province, and the yellow general is the praetor of Citerior province. So the two Roman provinces at the year 198 before Christ. And the blue player will be the consul sent by Rome. Here you have a blue arrow pointing at the sea, Balearicum Sea, and the consul will start in a Roman fleet, and the praetors will start on the province. The aim of the Roman generals is to occupy with the garrisons the 6 Hispanic cities, capitals. So Hispania, the rest of Hispania has been divided in 3, more or less artificially, in 6 zones we call provinces: Iberia, Celtiberia, Carpetania, Lusitania, Galaesia, and Cantabria. And in each, so you have here, as in Tetrarchia, a Roman numeral saying in which province you are: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In each province, Hispanic province, you have 6 cities, each with 1 numeral, so from 1 to 6. So these 2 are the coordinates of any Hispanic city. So the Romans have to place garrisons on the capitals, and to do so, in order to place a garrison in a capital, you need the province to be free of revolts. This is like in Tetrarchy. So I will not go through the rules, all the rules. I will just play a game. I have recorded with VASSAL, and I'm going to replay it. And parts of the game will give me the opportunity to go through some rules, but not all of them. This is just to get a flavor of the gameplay. So we start. This is a medium, slightly harder than medium level. In this game, you have action points for each Roman general. In this game, instead of points, we will talk about coins, Roman coins or Roman sesterces. And so this is a piece in the game, and this allows us to enter it in the difficulty table. So here, 6 actions per turn will be the medium level for this parameter. 3 garrisons per general will be the hard parameter. In the medium one will be 4. There are 2 fleets. This is the hard part of this parameter too. You can have 2, 3, or 4 fleets. And these are the Roman roads. So you have 6 of them on the board already from the start in the Roman coast. And these roads let you move for only 1 point through the net of Roman roads. So you have 6 on the board, and you can add a few of them that will change every game. So we'll start the setup. First thing you do is place the fleets. So you place the fleets in first starting from sea number 1, Balearicum, and the next one in Ibericum. If you have 3, you would place the 3rd here and the 4th here. Then you roll in each province. You will have 1 city in revolt at the start. And an important difference in this game is that when you attack a city, when you want to remove a revolt, so in this game we will call this siege. When you want to submit a revolt, it depends on the number. You have to roll higher than the number. So revolts on low number cities are easier to remove than in high number ones. So for example, here 3 for first province would be Calagurris, this city here, city number 3, but we place 2 of them. Now we roll a 4 for province number 2, which is Cauca here, 4. We also add 2. For the 3rd province, we roll a 1, Abula. Here we add 3. For the 4th, we roll a 4, Conimbriga. We add 2. For the 5th, we get a 5, Bracara, only 1. For the 6th, another 5, Pompaelo, and we are done with revolts. So you can have up to 3 revolts or discs in general per city. And you see when you roll 1 or 2, you put 3 of them. When you roll 3 or 4, you put 2. When you roll 5 or 6, you put 1. This is always different but balanced starting point. For the armies, we are going to play close to medium level. So instead of placing the 3 of them, we will place only 2. First one, province 2, Celtiberia. So the army goes on the revolt. And the second one for Lusitania, Conimbriga. With this, we have the starting Hispanic setup. Now we have to place our Roman roads. So they will make easier to go through some links. Here you see, as in Tetrarchia, normal links take 1 point, broken links take 2, and doubly broken take 3. And you see that the sea spaces have also links. So in this game, the sea movement is like land movement. Okay, so now we have to place these 3 rows. We will place 1 here in order to have access to Emerita easier and being able to attack from the start this Lusitanian army. Here you see that the 2 provinces are cut by a broken link, so it can be useful to have 1 road here. So now you have this long net along the coast, and the last one we will place it here in order to go through the Iberus River from Dertosa to Salduba. And now also in this game this is different. We have to place all generals from the start. So the red praetor in Gades, the yellow one in Dertosa, and the blue consul on a fleet. So we will place it in the second one so that it can access more quickly the Atlanticum. And then we start. So now is the turn of the red praetor. So it will spend 1 point to go to Emerita, because now the link is no longer broken. 1 point placing a garrison. Now, this is a strong, so why do we use coins? It's not only in order to keep track of the action points, it's also because in this game you can choose how many action points you use in an attack. You can use from 1 to 3. And you add your points to the attack. So the attack, as in Tetrarchia, you will add to the dice result, you add the black discs for the Hispanic player, for the Hispanic side, and the Roman garrisons for the Roman side. But in this game, you can reinforce even further your roll using coins. So if you use just 1 you have 1 extra point. You can use up to 3. So you can try to reinforce always your attacks with 3 coins, but then you will be able to do fewer things. So it's another strategical choice that you have to take. So in this example, for example, here the red praetor wanting to attack the Lusitanian army, he will add 1 garrison here, and this one is a generic garrison that counts for all the cities in his province. Here you have another one for the yellow praetor. So here he would add 1 and 2 to the roll, but the barbarian would add 1 and 2 because there are 2 revolts in Conimbriga. So by using 3 coins, now I am going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I add 5, he adds 2, and we get 1, 1. So Roman has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the Hispania has 1, 2, and 1, 3. So it's 6 against 3. Roman victory. We remove everything in Conimbriga. We have still 1 action left that we use to go to Regina. And in this way, we will be ready to attack, to lay siege to Abula in the next turn. Now, there is, as in Tetrarchia, you have the Hispanic phase. So you have the activity roll, 3, 5. So 3 is Carpetania, 5 is Salmantica. So you have a revolt in Salmantica. You see that in this game there are no unrest and revolts, there are only revolts. And now, as in Tetrarchia, the armies move. So in Tetrarchia you have fixed paths and they move towards Rome. Here they try to lay revolt all over their own province. So Hispanic armies were not very cooperative between each other. So they remain in their province as long as there are cities that have not revolt. So the Hispanic movement you will see in next turns. In this case, this army can only go to Numantia in province number 2. So it will go to Numantia and place a revolt. We will see later what happens if there are several options. And now the turn moves to the yellow praetor. So the yellow praetor will move to Salduba through this Roman road, 1 point, place a garrison, 2nd point, and now he will lay siege to Calagurris. So the shield is number 3, so you have to get higher than 3. You have 1 and 2 garrisons plus 1 coin. You have already 3, so you don't need to roll the die. It's automatic victory. And then for the 2nd revolt, you also spend 1 coin, again, automatic victory. And with the 2 coins left, he goes through this broken link to Osca. So now there are no revolts left in the province, but he has no actions left. So in the next turn, he will be able to place a garrison in Osca, and we will have the 1st province protected. The Spanish activity, the Spaniard activity, Hispanic at that time, activity 6-6, so Fabliobriga, region or province 6, city 6. And this army now, when you have 2 choices, the priority goes to the city that is not in revolt yet. So in this case, there is only 1 choice, 1 city without revolt, Segobriga, so it goes to Segobriga. So you can have an idea where the army will go, but you will see that sometimes you cannot be sure. And with this, the turn comes to the consul. So now the consul, in this game, you will see only 3 generals, not 4. So in these occasions, you have to see whether you are interested in reinforcing one of the 2 attacks or even adding a 3rd axis. And in this case, this is what the consul will do. So move to Gaditano, you see the link here to move with the fleet. now disembark in Olisipo, the capital of Lusitania. It's the present Lisbon. And there are no revolts. So the revolts here were removed by the Red Praetor, so the consul can place a garrison in Olisipo, and Lusitania is already protected. Then the fleet moves to Mare Atlanticum, to Atlanticum Sea. The consul goes into the fleet, and now with the coin left, he can lay siege from the sea to Bracara. So he has to roll more than 5. He's connected to 1 garrison here, you see the connection. So he will add 1 plus 1 coin, 2, and he has to roll more than 5. He rolls 5. 5 plus 1, 6 plus 1, 7. So he removes the revolt. Now the Hispanic activity is 2-1. So now you see this army could go to Bilbilis, 1, or Pusiala, 3. But the activity is Bilbilis. So now this army has only one choice. Between the connections in the province, there is only one without revolt. So it goes to Pusiala direct. And with this, the consul turn is finished and the first round is finished. And in this game, you see here, these are preliminary graphics, but at the end of the round, you have to place something here, which is a revolt from the reserve. You have to place a revolt on the scale. So now we started the round in 198 before Christ. Now we move to 180 before Christ. So every round is 18 years, which means about 6 years per turn. 6 years, this means about 1 year per action. And you see also that when we move into the game, the reserve will be smaller. And as in Tetrarchia, if the reserve runs out, you lose. So this gives a lot of tension. You have to win, and you have to win as soon as possible. You can lose the game even if you think you control the game. If you reach the end of the scale, which is the change of millennium, then you lose. So now we go to the red turn again. So red will try to remove the revolts in Abula. Since Abula is city number 1, so shield number 1, and he is adding 1 and 2 garrisons, he doesn't need to roll the dice, just spend 1 coin and remove. Spend another coin and remove, spend another coin and remove. 3 coins left. It takes 3 points to go through this link. It's broken twice. He will go to Emerita. This is another thing new in this game. In this game, you can place garrisons, but you can also remove them. Since at this level we have only 3, I will need them later. So I remove the garrison in Emerita. And with the last point, I go back from Emerita, I use the Roman road network, and I go to Basti. And I go to Basti, you may guess, because the Celtiberian army is going to Baecula. So you will see what happens. The Hispanic activity is 4-5. So Emerita, I just removed the garrison. If the garrison was still there, it would be protected, but there is no garrison, so you have a revolt. And the army can only move to Baecula. Now, all the province is in revolt, Celtiberia. So at this point, in Hispania, armies can move to a neighboring province, even to a Roman one. So he could go, by rolling something close to 2, he could go to Basti and attack the Red Praetor, or to Toletum, or to Castulo. So once this happens, you should avoid the army going outside, because it will start setting another province in revolt. So now is the yellow turn. You see, I go back once. You see, it was time to protect Osca, and you will have all Iberia protected, but this threat is too important. So I will leave Oscar for later. So 2 points to go to Salduba, 1 point through the Roman network to go to Valentia. Then 2 points plus 1 disk here, 3 plus 4. It removes the revolt in Puciala. So now that Puciala is free of revolt, this army cannot go to another province. It will remain in trying to put again Puciala in revolt. And with the last point, so he attacks automatically. Bilbilis is only a shield of 1, and now he moves to Puciala. So another choice could have been, instead of spending 1 coin on Bilbilis, going to Puciala and using the last coin to attack. But this army can only move back to Puciala, so we prefer to remove Bilbilis, come here and wait for the movement. So it's like a trap. You see that cutting Puciala, this army has lost all this support. So with Puciala, it has a support of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now it has a support of 1. And the Hispanic activity is 2-3. So 2-3 is just Puciala. It's protected by the yellow praetor. In this game, the Roman meeples protect as well as the garrison. And now this army can only move to Puciala. So it's going to attack Puciala. 2, 4. So the Hispanic army has 4 plus 1, 5. But the Roman army, the yellow praetor, has 2 plus 1, 3 times 2, because this praetor is also connected to the army. 6. So you have 6 to 5 and Roman victory. And we move to the consul second turn. So now he removed the revolt in Bracara, so Galicia is ready to be protected, but there is no connection from Atlanticum to Brigantium. You have to reach Brigantium from the Cantabricum Sea. So he will move to Cantabricum with the fleet, he will disembark, he will protect, back to the fleet, and now there are 2 coins left. He can attack Fabliobriga. He has to roll the die, Roman die, and roll more than 6. He is connected to this garrison, so 1 garrison plus 2 coins, it makes plus 3. Rolls 4 plus 3, 7. So he removes the revolt in Fabliobriga. With only 1 coin, he would have had a 1 coin left to move to Fabliobriga now. Because in this game, you see that when you attack, you don't move, like in TETRARCHIA. You have to first attack and then move. But it was wiser to use the 2 coins, because if not, the attack would have failed. The Hispanic activity is 6-1, so Aracilum. And there are no armies on the board, so there is no movement. This was the last turn of the round, the blue one, so you have to put another revolt on the scale. We move to 162 before Christ. And now is the red turn again. So red will come here through the network. He has +1 to attack Emerita. So using 1 coin and +1 and 6. So he removes the revolt in Emerita. He moves to Emerita. And now, because you see that here this is quite difficult, you have to cross 2 rivers, Anas and Tagus. So it will go to north of Tagus through Capara. 2 and 1. And now he's ready to attack this revolt base and approach Toletum from the west. Spanish activities 2-6, Numancia. So there is a revolt. When there is a revolt, you place an army. So this is also different from Tetrarchia. There are no uprisings, just if there is a revolt, you place an army. And this army has to move. Now he can move to 4 or 5. Since both are in revolt, there are no priority. He has to roll. He rolls a 3, and 3 is closer to 4. So he goes to Cauca. So you see the rule is very easy. When you have 2 options, or more than 1 in general, you roll and you go to the closest one to the result. Now it's the yellow turn. So yellow, he would try to finish off this army with the help of the red praetor, but in order to attack Segobriga, he moves to Valentia and to Bilbilis, because here he has a support of 1 and 2. Any city in interior has this +1. So 1 and 2. And he will add 1 coin to the attack. 5 + 1, 6, + 2, 8. And now there are 2 coins left. He can go to Segobriga, but then he is cut from his support base. He can also go to Calagurris. So he cannot be attacked by the Celtiberian because he's on the other side of the Iberus, but he can support an attack on him when he moves to Numantia. Hispanic activities 4-5, again, Emerita. So they are clearly against the Romans in that city. And only 1 choice to move, Numantia. Now we move to blue, so the consul. The consul could come here, try to remove these revolts and protect Fabiobriga, but this army is going to escape next. So in order to take advantage of the praetor, yellow praetor position, he will move directly to Segisama, 1 point, 2 points. And now with the 3 coins left, he attacks Numantia, the army. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this army gets +4. He will get +3, but ×2 from this praetor. So 6, 4, enough. 6 + 3, 9 × 2, 18. So Numantia falls. The Hispanic activities 1-5, Ilerda, and there are no armies. So end of blue turn again. So now we move to 144 before Christ, and turn goes back to red. Red, if he wants to submit Carpetania, before going to Toledo, he should submit Salmantica. So he places 1 garrison, and now he uses 2 coins. So you have 2 plus the garrison 3. So he's going to add 3, and he has to roll more than 5. 5 + 3, 8. Remove. And with the 3 coins left, he can go to Toledo through the broken link, and then place a garrison. So we have already Lusitania and Carpetania and Galaesia. These 3 provinces are already protected. Hispanic activities 4-5, Emerita. So there is a revolt, you place an army, and now the army can move to Évora or Conimbriga. Évora is 1, Conimbriga is 4, we roll. 5 is closer to 4, so he will move to Conimbriga. So you see that in this game, there is some unpredictability about the trajectory of the armies, and the Romans have to cope with this. Next turn, this army can go to Talabriga or attack Olisipo. This is another different thing in this game. So you can, when you protect a capital, it is not forever. It can be removed by an army. And now we move to yellow turn. So yellow goes back to Salduba with 1 coin only. So he wants to submit the revolt in Ilerda. He has a support of 1 and 2. With 1 coin, he has +3. And he does not want to spend a lot of money. So with only 1 coin, he wants his 1, 2, 3 + 1, 4, not enough. With another coin, 2, again not enough. 2 plus 3 is 5. He has to roll more than 5. Another coin, and now it's 5. So after 3 attacks, Ilerda falls, and now only 2 coins left. So he can go back to Oscar, but not enough to protect it. So again, we hope that next round, there will be no revolts in Iberia, and he will be able to protect Oscar. Activity is 3-3, so region 3, city 3, province 3, sorry, city. Capara. Now it is not in Lusitania, but this army has already 3 revolts in support. And now it can go to 6 or to 2, and he rolls a 2. So he skips Solisipo and goes to the north, Alabriga. Next turn, he will go back to Conimbriga, and next turn, he will attack Solisipo. So now we move to the consul. So the consul could clean Cantabria or even attack Cauca with the help of the Red Praetor, but the threat in Olisipo is more important. So he goes to the fleet. Well, you see, before going to the fleet, it takes only 1 coin to remove this revolt with a shield of 1. Moves to the fleet, to Fabliobriga, then to the fleet, then to Atlanticum, and then disembark in Olisipo. The Roman activity, the Hispanic activity is 2-4. Oh, 2-4, Cauca. There are revolts, so 1 army. And now they move in order from 1 to 6. So first one to move is Celtiberian army to Numantia, and this one to Conimbriga. It was blue turn, so we have to remove 1 revolt from the reserve. We are already in 126 before Christ. And turn goes back to red. Now red, he will attack Cauca. So he has +2 with 1 coin +3 to 6, enough. Another coin, 3 + 1, 4 + 2, 6, enough. Now there are 4 coins left. So he could try to face the Celtiberian army, but this army is going to attack Olisipo, so I think it would be better to support the consul. So 2 coins to go to Abula, 1 coin to remove. He has +2 with 1 coin +3, so automatically remove the revolting Capara, and with the last coin, he enters Capara. Now this army is going to attack Olisipo, but the Red Praetor will multiply the Roman value ×2. The Hispanic activity is 4-5, Emerita again. So in this game, Hispanic armies do not go away from their province as long as there are cities without revolt, and they don't accept other armies. So when there is 1 army in a province, you cannot have a second one. So here you roll 4-5. There is already an army, so you place another revolt. So now it will take 2 attacks on Emerita to remove the revolt completely, and this army has already a support of 1, 2, 3, and 4. First, the Celtiberians move 4 or 5, and they roll a 5, so they go here. And the Lusitanians can only attack Olisipo, so they attack 4, 3. So this is 4 for the consul +1, 5 × 2, 10. And they have 3 + 4, 7. So 7 to 10, they lose, thanks to the Praetor. And we get to the yellow turn. So now the yellow Praetor can protect Oscar at last. He takes advantage of his support. He has 1, 2, and 3 garrisons with only 1 coin. He adds 3 + 1, 4. He rolls a 6, so he rolled a 10 in total. So he takes advantage of this situation to attack easily Pompaelo. Now he goes back to Salduba, and it remains 2 coins, so he can move 1 to Calagurris, and then again he has 1, 2, 3 with 1 coin, 4, and he attacks Numantia. 4 plus 4, 8. Enough. So in this game, you see that you can also provoke the Hispanic armies. This army was going south or east. Now it may go north again because you remove the revolt. The Hispanic activity is 2-6. So Numantia, 2-6. So you remove the revolt, but the Numantians are quite strong and they come back. And so now this army can only go east or south. It's a 1 or a 3. They roll a 6. 6 is closer to 3, so they move to Puciala. And the turn goes to the consul. So now the consul, so this army again, next turn, they will move to Baecula because there is the only option without revolt. So the consul can make use of this to lay a trap. So he moves to Évora, spending 2 points here, because from Évora he benefits. He wants to attack Emerita, lay siege to Emerita, and he benefits from the support of Capara, the Red Praetor. So he has +1 from Olisipo, +1 from his coin, so +2 times 2. So 2 times 2, 4. No, sorry, 2 plus 2, 4 times 2, 8. More than 5. Again, another coin, 3 plus 2, 5 times 2, 10. Again. 2 coins left, one to go to Emerita and the other one to take the Roman network to Basti. So he ends the turn in Basti. Now, Hispanic activity 6-6. 6-6, Fabliobriga, and the army goes to Baecula. End of the blue turn, so we place another revolt from the reserve. We are in year 108. Red turn, so the red will come to Toletum. So 1, 2, and now from here he can attack Baecula with 3 coins. This attack is important. So you have the Roman roll +2 garrisons +3 coins, so +5 times 2 because the consul is connected to the target. The Hispanic army will add 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1, 1. So this is 1 plus 5. So +2 +3. This is 6 times 2, 12. So much more than the Hispanic roll. The Hispanic activity is 3-3, Capara, and yellow turn. So yellow can attack Numantia again, taking advantage of this +3. With 1 coin is +4. He removes Numantia, goes to Salduba, then through the Roman network to Valentia, and then he can attack Puciala. So +1, +1, 1, 3, not enough. Another coin, 3 plus 2, 5. This time it's okay. And with the coin left, he moves to Puciala. So now he can support an attack on Segobriga by anyone else. Activity 3-3, Capara. So you place an army. And this army can move to Salmantica or Abula because they have no revolt, 1 or 5. And they roll a 3. So this is the first example that you see where the army will not move. It moves to the alternate to the destination, the possible destination closer to the roll. But here, 5 and 1 are the same distance from 3, so the army will not move. And this is something that you don't know beforehand. So this is another uncertainty in this game. And now we go to blue turn. So now blue, clearly, he has to avoid or attack this Carpetanian army before it spreads, revolt. So using the Roman network, go to Emerita. He could attack from Emerita, but if he goes to Conimbriga, he will benefit from the garrison in Orisipo. So he goes to Conimbriga, and now there are 3 coins left. He spends the 3 in the attack. So 1, 2, 3, plus 1, 4. Plus 4 here, plus 1 here. 3 against 2. Roman victory. The Hispanic activity is 2, 4, Cauca again. And since there are no armies, this is the end of the turn. It was blue turn, so again, 1 revolt from the reserve goes here. We are already in the year 90 before Christ. So the game seems under control, but we have to check that we don't get too close to the time limit. Turn of red, so 6. So this was an attack on Segobriga. Plus 2, plus 1 was plus 3 times 2. So it was an easy one. Now with 1 coin, attack on Cauca. 1, 2, and 3. Plus 3, 6. Now move to Cauca. Move to Numantia and place a garrison in Numantia because there are no more revolts. So we have already almost all the peninsula in Roman hands. The only ones still resisting are the Cantabrians as they were really. The turn, so Hispanic activities for 6, Orisipo, which is protected, and there are no armies. So now turn goes to the yellow praetor. So yellow goes back to the Roman network in Valentia, then Salduba, then Calagurris, and the Obriga. So he wants to attack Fabliobriga, but then I realized that it's a bit silly to leave this hole from the support base. So I just go back in the turn, and so before going to the Obriga, I will place a garrison in Calagurris, and then to the Obriga, and now with the coin left, I attack. I lay siege to Flaviobriga. Now I have Dertosagis plus 1, 2, 3, 4, and the coin 5. So I need more than 1. And I get a 3. 3 plus 5, 8. Remove. Now the Hispanic activity is 1, 5, Ilerta. And there are no armies. So turn goes to blue. And now blue, so yellow ended the resistance in Cantabria, but has no garrisons left. Same thing for red praetor. So blue has still, the consul has still 1 garrison, so he will attack, lay siege to Talabriga with 1 and 1 plus 2. It's automatic. Move to Talabriga, move to the fleet, move with the fleet to Cantabricum, disembark in Fabliobriga, and with the last coin, protect Fabliobriga. And with this, we reach the end of this round, of the round of year 90. So we are technically, as I said, more or less each coin corresponds to 1 year. So we are in year 73 before Christ. So next round would be 72. So the game ends at 73 before Christ with the Roman conquest of Hispania. And so I hope that you got a feeling of this game. You have seen similarities with Tetrarchia, but also very different things. I see this game as a much more dynamic one. So the Hispanic armies have a random movement. You have to be always ready to react. You have several movement strategies. You can use the Roman network of roads. You can use the fleets. You have also three. You have three generals. So in Tetrarchia, you could split the empire in two. You had two on one side, two on the other side. Here, it doesn't work. So you have always to be adapting your strategy. The consul will help one praetor, the other praetor. And yeah, so I think if you enjoy Tetrarchia, you should enjoy this one very much. And I hope that we will all be able soon to play the physical real game. Draco Ideas are doing a great job with this one also. So let's cross fingers and hope that this will happen soon. Bye.